Confusion as Nnamdi Kanu's American lawyers threaten to withdraw from IPOB legal team immediately. What kind of confusion is that? What kind of confusion is that? Well, what I see in this very content is that Nnamdi Kanu's Nigerian lawyer, Ejiofor, is actually the one the American lawyer is threatening to quit the legal team of the indigenous people of Biafra. And that is because of the issue that Ejiofor was spotted having with the federal government. Remember, Ejiofor was spotted, having a case of fraud, which I believe that the federal government actually went to dig that out because they are seeing Ejiofor as a very big threat to them in this very trial. You know that Ejiofor has been one of the very active lawyers that has been giving the federal government a very serious hit, that has been preventing them from achieving most of their devilish and evil doings. So definitely this will happen. So I for one will say that it's not a confusion. It's not a confusion, but it's a lack of understanding. So the American lawyers should hold their cool. They should hold their cool and temper justice with mercy. You understand? Everything will be okay. All these things are just temptation. This is what the Nigerian government, the federal government, Malami, Buhari, this is what they are actually looking for. So let us not give them that space at all. Let's not give them that space. All right. Without time wasting, let's quickly hop into the content and know what's truly happened. All right. Bruce Fein, the American lawyer of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu IPOB, has asked Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a member of Kanu's legal team, to immediately refrain from representing the agitator. According to the letter obtained by Sahara reporters, Fein noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the federal government's amended charges in the courts. He cited a pending lawsuit instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Fein pointed out that Ejiofor had a case to answer and that the allegations were not concocted by the Nigerian government to preempt his representation of Nnamdi Kanu. The American lawyer therefore urged Ejiofor to immediately withdraw from Kanu's legal team. The letter reads, "How can you be blind to what all the world can see and understand? According to the public record, you have a blatant conflict of interest in representing Nnamdi Kanu to defend against the federal government of Nigeria's amended charges in the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Abuja Judicial Division, holding in Abuja. Violation of Rule 10 of the Nigerian Rules of Professional Conduct. The public record shows you have a conflicting interest to sabotage Nnamdi Kanu's defense in exchange for leniency or a pardon in the pending fraud prosecutions against you. The next hearing in your prosecution is scheduled for March 30, 2022. The public record established that the fraud charges were not concocted by the federal government of Nigeria to preempt your representation of Nnamdi Kanu. The record shows the charges were triggered by a complaint from a private businessman with no political or other ulterior motive to defame or handicap you, Okpala Komas Ikechukwu. Among other things, he stated in a complaint to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission that you defrauded him of 5.6 million naira by conspiring to represent forged land or title documents as authentic. Nothing in the public domain demonstrates that you shared your conflict of interest with Nnamdi Kanu and received his knowing and voluntary written consent to represent him notwithstanding the conflict. You are saddled with a professional and personal duty to rescue yourself immediately from further representation of Nnamdi Kanu and to apologize for your neglect to do so earlier. As the Bible preaches, Matthew 6 verse 24, no one can serve two masters. I expect you to do the right thing. Well, you see, my dear listeners, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's Nigerian lawyer Ejiofor is a little complicating. Why did I say so? Now look at. For us, let's be frankly speaking, and let's be sincere to our humble self. If you look at this very, very well, you will see that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial doesn't need any stain at all. It doesn't need any stain. The level Nnamdi Kanu's trial is, it doesn't need any stain at all. I was telling a lawyer concerning another lawyer who has the same problem of fraud, that as a lawyer, you know you are a solicitor, and as a solicitor, you know that you are the eyes of the law. A lot is expected of you in the eyes of the law, so you should do everything humanly possible to see that you stay clear from anything that is unlawful. Okay, as a practitioner of the law, you should stay away from anything that is unlawful. You must not stain yourself. You understand? Okay, you must not stain yourself. Okay, so let us be realistic on this matter. Feyin is a little bit right. You understand? But what I will say, what we need to do to still keep Ejiofor in the legal team is to find a way out to this issue, because we can't just quit Ejiofor like that, because he has really been with the legal team, and he has been the one that started this very trial till this very moment. You understand? So that's just the humble truth. All right, let me hear you anyway, my dear listeners, on this very matter. Don't forget your comments still are very important. Don't forget to leave them below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell button